The past determines your future as long as you hold on to it internally. Many people believe that external events shape their lives. The truth is different. The greatest power comes from what is held internally. Old wounds, unresolved conflicts, and emotional imprints from earlier times act like invisible chains. They shape thoughts, determine behavior, and influence relationships. Often, all this will happen without those affected even noticing. The past will cease to exist as an external force. It will live on in memories, in emotions, and in the meanings attributed to it in the present. Some will hold on to past hurts as if they were proof of their suffering, a justification for their stagnation, part of their identity. They will harbor resentment toward parents, former partners, or past circumstances. They will believe that these experiences have irreversibly shaped them. This is where the greatest illusion will become apparent. The past will control you as long as you remain attached to it. The pain will persist for a reason. It will remain because it is repeatedly remembered, felt, and relived. The mind will replay the story as if it were still true. This inner repetition of old images, familiar reactions, and known emotions will keep the cycle going. Liberation will begin when the emotional weight of the past is honestly examined. The realization will dawn that it is pointless to carry it on. It will not be about forgetting or denying what was. True freedom will come through detachment. What was reality yesterday will only shape the future if you allow it to. There will be a choice in every moment. Every conscious decision will bring you closer to the life that can be chosen now. The moment the focus shifts from old wounds to present possibilities, the past will lose its power. What will remain is space, space for healing, for growth, for a new beginning. The past will become most apparent in relationships. Many will believe that their conflicts are caused by the behavior of others. In truth, they are often reactions to old emotional patterns that remain unhealed. Those who experienced abandonment in childhood will unconsciously expect rejection in adult life. These individuals will often withdraw before anything has even happened. Those who grew up in an environment full of criticism will hear neutral remarks as attacks. This will happen because criticism is expected internally. The mind will not distinguish between the past and the present. It will repeat old dynamics in the hope of finally resolving them. In doing so, it will recreate the same pain. Old hurts, resentments, and feelings of guilt become a filter through which others are perceived. Those who hold on to past hurts will treat new people with mistrust. These individuals will experience exactly what they wanted to avoid. This is why relationship patterns repeat themselves so stubbornly. No fate dictates them. The inner cycle has simply never been consciously broken. Resentment will convey a deceptive feeling of control. The thought will be, as long as the anger remains, it won't happen to me a second time. The truth will be different. This anger will bind you to the very thing from which you seek liberation. Energy that could be used for joy, growth, and new experiences will be spent on artificially keeping old pain alive. Many will fear that letting go of resentment means accepting injustice or excusing the perpetrator. This is a misunderstanding. Forgiveness will mean giving yourself back your freedom. It will be a conscious decision. From now on, life should be free from the pain of the past. True forgiveness will begin when we realize that holding on to old hurts serves no healing purpose. The past will only have power if we continue to feed it. As long as we hold on to the idea that we are victims of circumstances, this reality will remain. Taking responsibility will mean reclaiming our own power. Forgiveness will be a sign of true strength. It will represent a conscious decision to live free from resentment, pain, and limitation from now on. The moment you give up being a victim, true freedom will begin. Then a deeper truth will reveal itself. The power to change was there all along. Most people believe they are responding to new experiences. In reality, they are subconsciously repeating the same inner patterns over and over again. The feeling of being stuck in similar relationships, conflicts, or emotional loops will arise from this mechanism. A part of them will still be acting out of the past. The situation will be like a car that is accelerating and braking at the same time. Energy will be released for new goals, but the weight of the past will slow down every step forward. The result will be frustration, effort without progress. Your deepest beliefs and expectations will shape reality like a template. The belief that people are unreliable will cause your subconscious to search for evidence. It will find it. The belief that love always ends in pain will either attract the wrong people or sabotage healthy relationships. Whatever you focus your attention on will multiply. If your mind constantly revolves around resentment, injustice, or old wounds, reality will reflect exactly that. If you focus on healing, clarity, and growth, the world will begin to change. True transformation will come through daily application in thought, feeling, and action. To truly harness this power, conscious practice will be necessary. The active decision of what to focus on, which emotions to nurture, and which inner stories to continue. Knowledge without action will remain powerless. The crucial question will be, are you willing to align your life more consciously? Moment by moment. The mind will function like a transmitter. The frequency of thoughts and feelings will determine what is perceived in the world. Those who seek wisdom will find it. Those who love will experience love. Those who live in inner abundance will attract outer wealth. True transformation will begin with inner realignment, with the conscious decision to radiate a different reality. Justification will act as one of the most deceptive traps. Justifying pain, anger, or resentment will create the illusion of preserving something. Perhaps dignity, perhaps pride, perhaps a kind of justice. In truth, justification will only hold on to suffering. Holding on will be declared necessary, overlooking the fact that this very declaration will be the knot that binds. The refusal to forgive will appear to be a moral statement. In truth, it will be unconscious imprisonment. Justification will become a closed circle in which the same story is told over and over again. This is precisely what will hold on to what could have been left behind long ago. The person who is denied forgiveness will often simply move on. They will remain free. The one who remains trapped is the one who holds on. The pain that is held onto will never affect the other person. It will only affect the one who carries it. Another reason why so many people hold on to pain is the illusion of control. Past scenes will be relived over and over again, as if they could be corrected by repeating them in the mind. There will be a feeling of influence arise. This will be a fallacy. The past cannot be undone by reflection, regret, or justification. While life moves on, those who cling to justifications will remain stuck inside. They will relive the same stories over and over again, emotionally frozen in a state that is long gone. Behind this stagnation often lies a deep-rooted fear. What will happen when the pain is truly let go? Who will remain when the victim role ends? Those who have identified with the pain of betrayal, rejection, or abuse over many periods of time will experience forgiveness as a threat to their own identity. The pain becomes a role. Suffering becomes familiarity. The wound becomes home. Forgiveness will then feel like a loss of identity. The self has become so strongly connected to the pain that it has forgotten who it will be without it. This is precisely why many will linger in suffering. They will lack any idea of what exists beyond the pain. The unknown will seem more frightening than the familiar pain. Freedom will begin when the willingness arises to discover a new identity beyond victimhood. Many people will find it difficult to let go of past relationships, feelings of betrayal, or painful memories. This is because holding on gives a deceptive sense of control. The mind will cling to old wounds. It will replay the scenes over and over again, analyzing every detail and looking for blame, in the hope of avoiding future pain. True strength will come from letting go. This is exactly what will scare many people. Those who let go will leave the familiar behind, even if it hurt. The fear of this supposed emptiness will hold many back. However, this emptiness will be the beginning of inner freedom. When resentment recedes, space will be created. Space for peace, for clarity, for experiences that will henceforth be free of old wounds. Letting go will mean consciously deciding not to relive the same pain over and over again. It will be the choice to be determined from now on by what is possible. A heavy sack full of stones will be carried through life. Each stone will represent an offense, a betrayal, heartbreak, an injustice from the past. Over time, this weight will become a burden. Every step will become more laborious. Every decision will be clouded by exhaustion. Many people will hold on to the sack for fear that putting it down might mean weakness. True weakness will lie in holding on. True strength will lie in casting off the burden and setting out on the path without it. As long as the past is carried along, actions will be based on old wounds. New people will be viewed with the disappointment of the past. Opportunities will be rejected because failure was once experienced. Connections will be sabotaged for fear that history could repeat itself. Letting go of past wounds will be more than an emotional challenge. It will be a direct confrontation with the ego, the part of the self that defines itself through stories and identifications. The ego will live off its history, For many, pain will become a fundamental part of their identity. Those who have been betrayed, hurt, or humiliated often make this pain the foundation of their self-image. The ego will form a story out of it that it perpetuates. I am the victim, I am right. It will remember the injustice because it gives it a feeling of control and moral superiority. Letting go would mean giving up accountability, apology, and revenge in life. This is exactly what the ego will fear. Change will be a threat to the ego. Those who have lived with resentment or pain for a long time will often know no other self-image. Letting go will mean growing into a new identity, one that will henceforth be defined by freedom from suffering. The ego will cling to the illusion of control. Through constant repetition, analysis, and blame, the deceptive impression will arise that what has happened can somehow be influenced. This will be an inner cage that prevents true freedom. True power will begin where this illusion is seen through. The realization that holding on paralyzes rather than protects will be the first step toward freedom. The moment this is recognized, the ego's grip will loosen. Space will be created for clarity, for inner peace, for a life that will henceforth be carried by the present. The universal principle of cause and effect will play a decisive role. Many people will struggle with the idea of justice. They will believe deep down that life must be fair, that injustice should be redressed and suffering compensated. The moment the principle of cause and effect is truly understood, this idea will dissolve. Life will not follow human standards of justice. It will follow universal laws that appear neutral and impersonal. Every thought, every action, and every intention will set an energy in motion. What is experienced will be the consequence of energies that were sent out consciously or subconsciously. The moment full responsibility is taken, a fundamental change will begin. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" a new perspective will emerge. What is this experience showing me? What energy have I carried within me that has brought about this situation? Understanding cause and effect will mean stepping into your own power. Past causes have shaped today's reality. New causes will create a different future. As soon as we stop demanding justice from life and begin to adhere to universal principles, something crucial will return: the power to consciously shape our own reality. Many people will fear that by letting go of resentment, they will lose something essential: their power, their sense of justice, perhaps even part of their identity. In truth, only one thing will be lost: the chain that binds us to our own suffering. Letting go will put freedom above pain. Some will believe that resentment protects them. However, walls of pain will isolate rather than protect. What was once an act of self-protection will, over time, become an inner prison, one that keeps new experiences, genuine closeness, and vitality at bay. To truly let go of the past, a radical change of perspective will be necessary. Away from the question, "What happened to me?" toward, "What do I want to create now?" This is where the turning point will lie. Between dwelling on old wounds and the beginning of true fulfillment, pain will be a signal, feedback. Those who learn to listen to it instead of running away from it will make it their most valuable asset. This pain will contain the blueprint for growth. Every mistake, every failure, every painful moment will contain a lesson. However, this lesson will only be accessible through reflection. It will require a willingness to pause, analyze, and ask the difficult questions. What was overlooked? What led to this result? What will be done differently next time? This is how progress will be made. Pain will be the wake-up call. Reflection will be the real work. Those who have achieved something significant will have gone through this cycle many times. These people will have failed and suffered. However, they will have used the pain to learn. They will have dissected it and developed better strategies, better habits, and better systems from it. This is how improvement will happen. Slowly, step by step, painfully, but it will happen. Reflection will require humility. It will require honesty. It will mean admitting that a mistake was made, that one's own decision was wrong, that one's own judgment failed. Keeping the ego in the foreground will prevent learning. It will block growth. It will turn short-term pain into long-term stagnation. Progress will come from learning faster than failing. The cycle will repeat itself. Encounter pain, reflect deeply, learn lessons, and adapt. Over and over again. The people who will grow the most will be those who are most honest with themselves. This will not be negativity. It will be clarity. Because those who see things clearly will make wise decisions, and wise decisions will lead to better results. Hope will not be a strategy. Optimism will not replace evidence. Clarity will be power, and it will begin by stopping lying to yourself. The result will be clarity and progress. The moment you let go of the past and focus on the present, your life will begin to change. The chains will fall away, space will be created. And from then on, the future can be shaped free from old burdens. That will be the beginning of true transformation.